Welcome back. My name is Matt. This is Hidden Light. And I saw a video recently about someone who has decided to quit digital photography and go all analog, and I love that. So I figured I'd just give a little primer to whoever, anyone, that person who wanted to quit digital photography and go all analog all the time. There's a very key ingredient that most people miss when they go from shooting digital to shooting analog. Actually, there's two key ingredients. So you've got your camera, right? Brand new, beautiful, blacked out, may or may not have a red dot. And you've got film, right? So you're doing great so far. The first thing that most people miss is coming from the digital mindset where you underexpose images all the time. Actually, wait, cameras are so underexpose, right? What you want to do is overexpose all of your pictures all the time by at least a stop. Overexpose when you're shooting film. Underexpose when you're shooting digital, okay? Super important. But that's kind of easy, right? That's not that big of a deal. Set your exposure compensation to +1 and go live your life. Do Leicas have exposure compensation, actually? I don't know if they do. Well, you might have to like read your meter and then do +1 and then go live your life. That's easy enough, okay? Then you shoot your film and you found a lab that you like to work with, which is awesome. Hopefully they're a small, locally owned lab and they can process your film. You have your lab process your film, they scan it for you, and then you get your files back and you put them in Lightroom and you post them on Instagram? See, that's where most people go wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't get your scans back and edit them in Lightroom and post them on Instagram. That's fine. But if you're quitting digital photography to then do digital photography, I think you're missing something. The thing you're missing is a darkroom. Instead of Lightroom everything and playing on the internet, why don't you then take your negatives that you got when you processed your film, because your lab gave you your negatives back, hopefully, and take them into a darkroom, mix up some chemistry, and make some actual prints that you can hold in your hands. That's the thing people miss. We like to invite photographers to come here and hang out with us in the darkroom, and we can teach you how to make prints, we can help you make prints, we can make your prints for you. We want you to come be part of the process. Heck, we even have a darkroom that you can rent if you want to just come make your own prints and not have to worry about dealing with us. That's actually the darkroom we're going to use today. We're going to take one of the negatives that I've shot this year and just sneak into the darkroom real quick and just, there's a feeling, there's a whole experience that you get in the darkroom that's very different from the experience you get sitting in your laptop or on your iPad working with Lightroom and playing with Instagram or whatever. So I want you to just experience that, and I'd like to invite any photographer who's out there, who's moving from digital to analog, to come play. Yeah? All right, let's hop in the darkroom. First step complete. I can hold this in my hands, but obviously it looks terrible because it's just a stepped test. So I'm gonna choose a time that's actually off the chart here, off the charts, and do a 35-second exposure, and then that'll be our base. And from there we can play with dodging and burning and whatever. But my first like actual object that I can hold in my hands if I so choose. Of course, it's covered in fixer right now. It needs to get washed, so I'm not gonna do that. But now we're ready for the first real print. Ready to go. I've seen worse. Hell, I've done worse. Okay, so I've got a reasonable print, but I can't tell what it looks like in here, so we need to go outside into the real world to evaluate the print. Oh. Look at that. I made a print with my own two hands and some chemistry, and I can hold it. All analog, no computers involved. Isn't that cool? That's the last step. That's the analog thing, is being in a dark room, smelling the chemistry, getting your hands wet, if not dirty actually, and making a print. And like, yes, it doesn't matter that the print doesn't come out perfect, and that clearly I skewed the easel, and I got a blade in on it. And this is a straight print, so I haven't even done any of the dodging and burning that I would have to do to actually make this look good. But it's a print, and it's all analog, and I made it myself. And it really isn't that hard. You can get a full darkroom setup and set it up yourself in your own studio or bathroom or wherever you happen to be, and just spend hours enjoying the darkroom. Or take your scans and put your images on Instagram, and that's fine too. They're both good, they both have their place. But if I learned that someone was quitting digital photography to go all analog, this is what I would recommend. You gotta do it. You can come here and do it and hang out with us, or you can do it yourself in your own bathroom, but you gotta do it. Anyway, that was fun for today. We'll see you in the next one. Enjoy your all analog experience. Mostly.